It's camera action. Here we go. All right, now it's snowing out there, so I'm really not wanting to do the other side just yet. So we'll probably only get this one side done, at least for tonight. I want to drive this truck again. As bad as that other side was, I almost might tackle this one, so we'll see. But I'll get out here and get going. So yeah, this is my shop. This is where I work, you know. I don't know. When your vehicles are a little too big for the garage, you know, it's just the new garage. Should have bought a house with a bigger garage. Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna have to clear off some more snow and I'll be back. All right, now I got some lighting set up. Climb up here. Now we've got the header gasket. It's still on there. See the rear, it's already blown out. That rear port. Yeah, right there. So obviously it was leaking here. Blowing out right there. So now we just gotta peel this back, clean it up a bit. Try my zoom here. Just gonna use my scraper. And a piece of cake. But you want to clean it up better than that. I mean, that's not good enough. So you could use a wire brush. There's a million different ways. Whatever you do, you just don't want to chew it up too bad. And watch your spark plugs, that's for sure. Now I've got the truck face all cleaned up. And I got to looking at the ports here. And those are square on the truck. It does say it does kind of fit. You know, when you look this up, it'll say it will or won't fit, and you know, it's because the design of these headers are obviously round, kind of more of an oval, but it'll be fine. I mean, this is part of why I'm going with this copper. It's going to restrict the flow in some areas, and it's actually going to, you know, be just fine in the others with a little bit. But either way, it does match up nice. So I'm going to get these ARP studs opened up, and we're going to try them out, make sure those will fit. Oh, this is great. I get excited about the silliest things, man. All right, ARP, there's no affiliation, no sponsor here. I don't even know, I'm not a pro here. I'm just a guy doing stuff in his garage to his truck. But I'll tell you what, so these are gonna work so much better than the ones I've had before. And normally I wouldn't use like a washer, but if you look, there's a flat side and then more of a concave side. So my belief says you got the concaved on the inside, right? So as you tighten it, it's gonna smoosh down into there. So I'm gonna put the flat side against the header. And look at that, even in one of the problem places is right there. Fits just fine. And then back here, this other one, that's a headache. I can still get a wrench on there. It's still gonna be kind of a headache, but still, it's gonna be better because these do seem to have a smaller head. And then I'll take you over here. And I got it screwed in there. So that's all the way in except for not even a 1/4 inch. So I'll be able to thread that out. I cleaned it up pretty good. So I even did that little flat line spot in between. But now would be a good time to change your plugs. And my plugs are only a couple years old. When I did the headers last time I did it. But man, that stuff's getting expensive. So I'm gonna do the right thing and just make sure they're not falling out. And we're gonna call them good. So we're gonna finish this job up, but you can see we got our new tailpipe, got a new O2 sensor down in there, but we're gonna have to get to these plug wires and feed them in at the same time as we put this header in. So it's kind of a song and dance, but we'll be back. Now you're to the point where you get it in the vehicle and you want to just start bolting it up, but you cannot do that yet, because if you look down in there, that one back there is a pain. So I got a couple bolts in it, one in the far back and this other pain in the butt one in right now. And I'm gonna go get the young feller so he can hold the camera, but I'm gonna start going through my wires and figuring out which one's which again. That one with the boot, I had to rewrap it and made kind of my own boot with just some material, because I should have bought some more. I forgot, but I don't care. I'm a cheap feller, so I'm just gonna use those. I might make a couple other ones for the other boots, but anyway, it's snowing out, so probably not. It's kind of hard to see here, but on your cap, you'll be able to notice that it says right on it which one's which. So as you can see, 3, 7, and 1. So just look at which one it says. You know, like the back one's 5, 3, 7, 1. So just go through and you know, one at a time, take your time, and hook them back on. Now I got the camera guy out here, and I already started, and I got the harder ones. I got 7, which is the farthest one in the back, 5, and then we need to get 3, and then 1. And you can pretty much guess that this is 3, but let's just double check. So we'll go back up here, and we got 5, 3, so it should be this one, which is that one. So now get some light. Now it'd be nice to have boots on there, but I don't have any right now. And we'll get 1, because that's all that's left. Don't forget temperature sensor, coolant temperature sensor. So now I can just go through, run all the rest of the bolts in. Like, obviously you want to make sure your copper gasket's in there. If you ain't done that already, you're gonna be bumming. So now it's pretty loose. I'm gonna have the camera guy go and get the right wrench that we need for this so I can get going here. Now it's really hard to see, but down there that washer's kind of on an angle. If I tighten that in, it's just gonna smush this header material, that wrap, it's gonna smush it in there, and over time it's gonna wear and fall out, and that's gonna become loose. So we really need to watch it. I'm gonna take a screwdriver and pry some of that back out from underneath the washer. I wanna just tighten it and call it good, but obviously over time that's gonna come loose. Now I prefer to use the old Milwaukee to run this in, but I got the other one pried back. That's definitely not the right size there, bud. That's the 3/8, not the 5/16, don't you know? So the young feller was a little confused because I said 3/8 drive. He thought socket. Either way. Now what I really like to use also is this little feller. It's got a smaller head on it. I got it at the, it's a Titan, I guess. But I got it at the old Riley's. but you can get this into real tight places. So I got this to really get her when we get her close, but I'm just gonna zip it in with this right now. So again, it's a 5/16. Can't get that one. A lot of them we can't really get, but this back one? No way. Sweet. Alright, let's take these away. So now I gotta go through, just finish them up by hand. You know, it's funny. Here's our copper lines show down there. Down the copper lines. Now they say those copper lines won't rust. Look down there under the steering shaft. See down how green that is? No, they won't rust, but they'll corrode. So, you know, you can have your rust or corroding or whatever you want to call it, but it's still going to go bad. So you can spend lots of money and it's still going to rust or corrode on you either way. Now normally you wouldn't be able to get a ratchet in there. So I'm just gonna go through now that they're all snug with the wrench. Start from the middle. And I mean, I'm gonna get them tight like a toy. And then go back through and get them tighter. Because it's annoying when they leak. All right, so I got the middle two. I'm just gonna go all of them a little bit. Oh, that impact got it pretty tight. That's why I don't like to use impact. Sometimes they over tighten stuff. Now, I'm gonna be right in the way of the shot, so I'm gonna tighten up the rest of them and we'll be back. All right, now we got everything tightened up and figured you might wanna hear fire. So I got the young feller in there. I'm gonna have him turn the key on. You always wanna wait with these fuel injections, wait for that fuel pump to kick off and then start it. So whenever you're ready, clear. Sweet. Well, we got one side done. Now we just got to get the other side now. Now, I just can't wait. I'm just going to get her done. So on this passenger side, when you go to do the headers, you're going to want to pull this one off and start unhooking some of your sensors here. Okay, unhook this baby. Don't lose this, because you really want to have a good seal. Okay, so I usually put that baby right there. Now, I can just lift mine out. But most of the time, if your vehicle's in better shape than mine, it's gonna hook under there. It won't have snowmobile high effects. You don't worry about that. Now we'll be able to get at this header, and really won't be too big of a deal. But you got your dipstick tube. Oh, hey, don't set her on the new battery. We got some new red tops. I was just arcing her out there. Nice. So now this dipstick tube, you don't want to have that. That's kind of a pain to fish through there, but not a big deal. We'll start unbolting everything. Oh, look at that, crikey, mate. I can see it from here. That header's broken right there. There's a crack in it. So I'm glad I'm doing this right now, because there's just nothing worse than the sound, you know what I'm saying? Now I got the dipstick tube out. You just got one bolt. Slide that baby out. You might want to pull your dipstick out first and then take your tube out, but it doesn't really matter. Now I'm down here to this last bolt. Finally, but I got all the wires pulled back. So get your wires pulled back, and you might want to write on them or note on them or whatever, however you want to remember. And if you can't remember which one was which, just like on the other side, you know, those are numbered on the distributor cap as well. So I'm just gonna keep this, that one right there's, you know, it's fun. But these ARP, these are really gonna make it so much better, man. I can't wait to get them in on this side and be done with this. Now those middle two ports, how black they are, you can see those ones were blowing out and leaking for sure. But I'm gonna do the right thing and use this wheel and clean it up in a hurry. But I don't recommend to do that. It's really hard to get in there, so I kind of like use the edge more than anything. So, you know, kind of like that. But I need both hands to do this, so I'll show you here later. Now I've got it cleaned up. Got it cleaned up a little bit better now with that wheel. You really don't want to use anything too aggressive. I tried to get that middle little line a little bit better, but down there you can see my starter wires and that knock sensor, that's seen better days. So I'm gonna get under there or reach down in there, and I just got a piece of some old stuff laying around, so I'm gonna wrap that around there a little bit better, so that way it's done right. Well, I got a little bit of room at the moment, so why not? Also, if you look down there at that ground, that's pretty rusted. So I'm actually gonna loosen that up, take it apart, clean it, hit it with that wire wheel, and give her a little better connection there, because we're right there, we got the room, why not? I can see way down there, I got it to bare metal, got it all nice and cleaned up. It's gonna rust right there, I'm not too worried about it. It's snowing pretty good. I ain't snapped any of these plugs, so that's always good, but I'm gonna make sure that I have them tight. They ain't worked loose, so then we're gonna get to dropping this header in. All right, now I'm climbed up in here, and I got this most pain in the butt one started first, and then this front one just to keep it from twisting. Now you really wanna get your plug wires started, and because right now, you know, you can kind of move it around a little bit. So I recommend getting your plugs, your boots, your dipstick, and then starting tightening everything up. Now I would tighten this one first, because if you have it sticking way out and you try to tighten it, it's gonna just push into, you know, if you're drawing it in and that bolt's sticking out, you're gonna draw that bend right into that bolt. So you need to tighten this one, get them all started, get everything started, get your plugs, your wires, or get your wires on your plugs, and then get all your bolts started, then start tightening, and then again start tightening that one first. Now we got our wires. So we got 2, 4, 6, and 8, right? So this is all the even side. Odds on the others, 1, 3, 5, 7. It's on the other side, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm gonna start with 8, because that's kind of the problem child. So I'm going to check on the distributor which one's 8. So I'll go 8, 6, 4, 2, and then I'll start getting the rest of my bolts in. So we got our dipstick in here, fish down through. Just remember it's the second opening back there. You're gonna have to crawl down under there. I set it up here, crawled under there, fished it in the hole, got it in it, and then just pushed it down nice and easy. Again, I started hand tightening all these bolts, but right now I just got to where this pain in the butt one right here, that one's tight, or you know, snug right now. So I'm going to go through and snug up the rest of them. Again, that's where this little 1/4-inch drive, little 5/16 little baby, comes in really handy. Should get my little Milwaukee over here, but that's in the garage. I'm over here. Ooh, slippery little sucker. Now again, I'm just trying to run them in right now. Okay, so I'm gonna finish these up. Now we got the wires fastened on the front. You really want to reuse these and keep your wires from bouncing around. And it kind of looks like you kind of know what you're doing when you're done. So now the wires are fastened out of the way. We can, come on, why won't it? I'm struggling with the zoom here. For some reason, it won't let me do what I want to do. But anyway, we'll get this air cleaner back in here and we'll be able to get her going. I got the young feller going and grabbing the key to this real quick. I got everything all buttoned up, tightened back up. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna have him give it a whirl. But I wanna give a big shout out to ARP. They have no affiliation. They're not a sponsor or anything like that. But they even sent 4 extras, you know, because you just might drop one like I'm about to. But anywho, we're gonna fire this up. Go ahead, hop in it. And then I'll let it warm up, and then we might get some sound to the exhaust here. Clear. Sounded good. So anyway, I'm gonna get a little bit more video of the exhaust sound because they sound great. I'm gonna let this warm up and we'll probably do a little other video. Okay, now we got the window frozen here. Come on. Anyway. I'm gonna move this truck. Got her in 2-wheel peel. Try out the old FLOWMASTERs. Oh yeah, bud. Get in there and give her a little brapper. I can't hear you, bud. Yeah, gotta love the old FLOWMASTERs. Look out. Something like this. Oh. All right, we're done with the header job. Thanks for watching.